I am Claudia Zamora. I am from Miami, Florida. I train at Freedom Fighters MMA, and I came upon this opportunity to fight for Freedom Fight Night. Very excited about it.
I'm Monster Rendon. I am very excited for this Freedom Fight Night because it's a grand opportunity for me to show what I am, what a fighter I am, and I'm very excited for that.
I know she's, I would say, more of a striker. At least that's what I saw in some of her fights. But like I said, I'm focused on me.
Lo que yo soy una persona que siempre ve enfrente, soy súper aguerrida, me encanta estar dentro de la jaula y disfruto al máximo estar enfrente de mi oponente y obviamente siempre me imagino ganando.
Finish for sure. I can do it all. You know, I can definitely do it all. I can end it with a submission. I can end it with a TKO, but it's definitely going to be a finish.
Claudia Zamora, te veo esta noche. No te vas a poder quitar de encima a Monster Rendón, porque yo vengo por lo mío y voy a ir por ti esta noche.
So we are 10 points apiece. Team Rampage takes on Team Ortiz, and making her way to the cage first is Team Rampage, Montserrat Rendon, the monster from Cancun, Mexico. And my goodness, Frank, what a phenomenal start to her professional career. She's had 3 wins, all by decision. And when you look at her background, she is somebody who is an athlete all of her life. She's come to MMA late, but she's trained, she's done something to physically test herself throughout her existence. Triathlon, she's now embraced jiu-jitsu, MMA, and she's competing at a top level, and she's got a very tough task taking on the Phoenix Zamora in this fight.
Yeah, but definitely you can see, look at the build on her frame. I mean, we say it a lot of times in athletics, especially you hear it in football and in other sports, we go, oh, you passed the eye test. You just look over and you go, that's an athlete. It doesn't know what her heart is and what her mindset is, just looking over on the eye test. But as far as like looking at somebody and going, wow, you can see that Rendon's athletic ability obviously is there. I mean, look, she's 5'8", she's shredded, strong shoulders, and now we're going to see how much that she's able to acquire and experience. 3 fights, 3 finishes, they all go, success is there, but she's still hungry and still pushing and learning. And really, I'm really excited to see where she can take this sport and where she's going to be in a year or 2 from now.
Yeah, certainly a tough test. But again, when we look at these 2 young athletes, they're very similar. They're both mothers. The corners are both their husbands. They have to balance being a mom, being an athlete, training to the highest level, as well as balancing that relationship between training with it, because they've got active partners who fight and compete themselves. Balancing all those dynamics in a household while being what would be classed as selfish at going on this sort of endeavor, it must be a hard thing to juggle.
I can't even imagine. I got to be honest with you, because I'm a father. I have my children a part of it, but there's just a different relationship and different responsibility that a woman has with her children and being a mother and just what it does. I mean, I can sit there and go, hey, the woman has the kids, the wife, and I'm going to go off and I'm going to be at the gym, I'm going to train, I can turn it off. I don't know if women as mothers can ever truly shut it down and go straight into training mode. They're always concerned and thinking about their children.
Well, she's inside the cage. Just welcome her opponent now, the Phoenix, Claudia Zamora. And the music switches, and so does the atmosphere as we welcome Miami's own Claudia Zamora, representing Freedom Fighters MMA, and her coach, her husband, is in her corner as well, Alan. We met him as well. We met her beautiful daughter. She's got a son as well, and they talked about those trials, how they managed that, how they balanced that between themselves. A little wry smile alongside, but what a team they make. And let's talk about her and her background. She is somebody who began in Taekwondo. Her father and mother put her in there to compete at a young age. She enjoyed that. She did very well. Extensive bouts at a decent level as well. Then got injured, fully tore that ACL. Used weightlifting, bodybuilding as part of that rehab. And you can see just how thick set, how athletically set Zamora is. And now she's moved into mixed martial arts. She had seen the likes of Ronda Rousey. You talked about that yesterday with her, these women slowly emerging through the sport. And even then she said, no, this is what I'm going to do. This will be my life. And she's making it happen.
And one thing I want to point out again, and now she's a phenomenal striker. We could talk during the fight about how I'm really going to see there was the striker in Claudia and really the grappling strength and the driving forward of Rendon. But I just want to point out to everybody at home, as a fighter, and you fought, so you understand, we had a little bit of an issue with the ambulance. So we had a break now of about 20 to almost 30 minutes, right? These girls were warmed up, ready to fight and go. We had to because of circumstances around. They've been sitting back there. They didn't get to complain, didn't get to say, I want to do this now. That was not ideal, that was horrible. And look at them, they still show up focused and ready to do battle.
Well, they are set and ready, and so is our man in the middle. Let's hand it to him now, Lupe Contreras.
Girl Freedom Fight Night live from Miami, Florida, proudly presented to you by HJR Global Services, Real America's Voice, Factum Financial, Let'sGoBrandon.com, and streaming on Cloud Hub. This is tonight's 3-round special attraction in the bantamweight division. Our judges at Cateside are Richard Green Jr., Lorenzo Toledo, and Hector Gomez. Our referee, Marcos Perez. Presenting first, the fighter in the blue corner, representing Team Rampage. She enters wearing black with white and weighing in at 137.5 pounds. In her 5th professional bout with 3 victories against 1 lone defeat, fighting out of Cancun, Mexico, Montserrat, Monster Rendon. Across the cage in the red corner, representing Team Tito, wearing blue with white. She weighed in at a ripped and ready 135.75 pounds. She enters the cage for the 4th time as a pro, with a record of 2 victories against 1 lone defeat. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, the Phoenix, Claudia Zamora.
Well, we have been anticipating this one, and it is set and ready. The 5th bout of the night, Claudia Zamora in the blue and white. In the red corner, taking on Montserrat Rendon in the blue corner. Black and grey shorts.
Are you ready?
Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Should they go the distance? Here we are, me, Brian Lacey, alongside Frank May, calling the action here at Freedom Fight Night. Zamora instantly walking her down.
Yeah, actually, I'm impressed. I thought she might be a little bit more elusive and move backwards as the, that Taekwondo gives her long strikes. Great kickboxer, and you see her heavy thighs as she lands shins. But here she's moving forward and boxing and putting Rendon on her back foot. I expected this to actually be exactly opposite.
Yeah, and when I've watched Rendon back, she looks for that clinch. Sometimes she uses wild strikes to get there. But when she gets on the mat, you see her coach in the corner there, her husband as well, Eduardo Cortez.
Well, and Rendon's doing a good job when she backs up, loading that back leg. So as she steps backward, she puts energy into her leg, and you can jump and spring off of it. So instead of being a ballistic move, it's a plyometric move. It's kind of like taking a jump before you jump on a box. You gain energy, so you plyometrically jump into it. So she goes backwards, loads that back leg, and then rotates the power into it. And then she's timing the fact that Claudia's coming forward. Zamora's coming forward with a left hook. The problem with coming forward with a left hook is you're open for a punch coming in. It's great when guys block you, or girls are blocking as you come forward, so you're anticipating them blocking the jab coming down the middle. But until you own that linear line, it's not the safest move to come forward with a lead hook.
I looked at the numbers of Zamora's fights, and my goodness, as technical as she is, there's a dog in her as well. She really likes to bite down on that mouthpiece.
I think they have to be, again, going back, I'm not harping on it, but, as a woman, you have children, trust me, she's been to practice while her daughter was sick and had a cold and she lost sleep. And, men were just not as good at that as I'm going to take over and take the kids, and honey, you do it. I guarantee you that she stayed up all night with her daughter on more than one occasion with a bellyache or a cold, and still shows up to practice, still shows up and grinds and trains with all the men.
Catches that kick and drops it down there, Frank.
That was interesting. She didn't want to take advantage of that. Here, because of the right hand, she was able to knock Rendon off balance. And now she wants the takedown, but she had the takedown. I wonder what strategy was there.
Yeah, that was interesting. She certainly caught the kick, got it to the mat, but let her straight back up.
Yeah, she didn't want to. It was almost kind of like, hey, you know what? That wasn't clean. I'm not going to take advantage of that.
2 minutes, 35 seconds to go. And like I said, this fight brings us 10 points apiece, and let's have a look at Rampage, the edge of his seat.
Well, and right now, it's hard to call things out. He's looking, analyzing.
But we've seen it in between rounds, him stepping up there and just giving soft advice to his corners, to his team.
Rendon's where she wants to be. She's in on the hips of Zamora. She came behind that right hand. Let's see if she's able to secure that body lock. She's trying to rip the leg out and take her forward, but I think she's going to try to take her over her left side. If she sits down right now, maybe that's what she's going to go for. But Zamora's doing a good job of keeping her weight against the cage so she's not easily pulled off and tripped to her left and starting to work on those hands. She's got to break the grip, but it's going to be very difficult right now because Rendon's hands are high up under the armpit. It's hard to, think about it right now. If you go up and try to grab something that's high up under your arm, you don't have strength. If the wrist were closer to her waist, she'd have more leverage and be able to drive her hips forward. She's reaching over. Oh, nice head pull. That was beautiful. She pulled the head and used her head as a lever to destabilize Rendon and pull her body away from her. That was a nice slap, parry, overhand elbow.
Yeah, and it's an important moment in the fight that as well, Frank.
Oh!
Straight right. Straight right. Sits down Zamora. Back to her feet, though.
That was the same thing that basically Rendon got caught with, is that when you're throwing a kick and you keep on a straight line, you're on one foot. I tell my students all the time, hey, it's an easy takedown if I punch you and knock you off balance. Like, that shot wasn't devastating to Zamora. She wasn't like it was a concussive shot. She's on one foot, and she got punched by someone who's on 2 feet. The balance and the numbers work out there where you fall down, but it looks good. Oh, that was almost wow, really great double, but...
So she kind of committed and then pulled out of that one.
Well, she at the last second, and I don't know if that was Rendon pulled her hands up, but the hands didn't stay around the hamstrings. You want to lock below the hip joint, whether it's right under the butt or lower behind the knees. Different opinions on that. But if you reach up as you're driving forward, nice exchange.
This is getting tasty, and there's 20 seconds left of this first round, Frank.
I think Culpepper might be getting a little nervous right now. I would be if I was him.
Well, we spoke to
Leave
Zamora.
it up to the women to steal the fight of the night,
That's right, but that's what Zamora said, exactly what they want to do. She was proud to be one of 2 of the women that will compete here, going face-to-face with Rendon.
Yep. And there's Tito just coaching out last second, trying to make sure that the round goes. Looking to take it for Zamora. That might be our closest first round we have. We've had some pretty crazy lopsided back and forth as far as competition, and then flipping the other direction. But as far as 2 heated battles, 2 warriors bucking up against each other right now, that was very highly contested.
Yeah, without a doubt, 1 round in the books between the 2. And we'll have a little look back at some of the action here. There's the exchanges coming, catching the kick. Zamora let Rendon back up though at this point. And that's the right hand. Like you said, Frank, not a concussive blow, but certainly that straight shot enough to take it to the mat.
Both girls throwing down hard, man, just really. That's almost kind of like a gut check in itself. Like, they're throwing their strategy, you're looking, you're trying to load your weight, get a shot, but there's things that can be like waves or concepts that can be established right there. We're standing toe-to-toe, we're both swinging. If you back down from me, it's kind of a moral victory, and then all of that'll establish mindset going throughout the fight. And really, I don't know what girl's backing down right now. Neither actually are. Right now, they're standing toe-to-toe. They're using technique. But so far as a battle of wills, neither girl has been able to show that she's able to break the other one.
Yeah, no quarter being given by either side here, and we step into the second round. Zamora in the red corner, Rendon in the blue. Oof. Rendon now looking to charge against the cage. Maybe she will look for the takedown. Great frame, though, from Zamora, exactly.
Well, and she has a nice high underhook. Zamora does, and she wants to use it. But then reverse back, other hook. This is great. Nice frame. She's using her right arm to frame onto the neck of Rendon, so that way she's not able to get a takedown. It's kind of like a cross face, essentially.
And when you talk about matches like this being a chess match, that's exactly what's happening right up against the cage. They're exchanging positions, advantages, and now big shots in the center of the cage.
Yeah, but the thing that I love about martial arts that I just, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to give this up and be like 80 getting reeled in here, is that this is a chess match, 100% right there, strategy going back and forth, but it's a chess match that's occurring while you're testing your spirit and your soul.
Yep.
You're both breathing hard, you feel emotions, you're getting nervous, all this is occurring while you're trying to be smart and tactical, while you're just, your lungs are screaming, your arms feel like they weigh 500 pounds, your legs are lead, and you're still trying to go ahead and be smart and tactical and just ignore it and push through it.
And add to that, you're on TV. Add to that, there's cameras,
nice left hook. She rocked her a little bit. That might be the first time I've seen either girl actually show damage.
Yeah. Oh, and again the overhand right under the Nova from Zamora. Great body lock clinch here.
Nice head position, driving forward, but look, Zamora's doing a great job of using that shin. Well, the reason why she's doing that is not only to make it hard to knee me, is that it also keeps your hips away from me. Hips are dangerous as far as where you're gonna gain leverage. If I can lock my hands around your waist and get my hips in, I might be able to throw you or pick you up. Whether I grab your leg, whether I grab a suitcase, I have to bring my hips to it. If you reach over past it, so by using that shin, I drive your hips away from me, and you're not able to get leverage to lift somebody up.
Oh, you see in the corner there, Alan, with the husband in the red shirt. There's Tito Ortiz in front. Willing, pushing, advising Zamora on how to take the momentum in this battle. And now fatigue is going to come into play, right,
the
Frank?
breaths, trying to recover.
Halfway into round number 2, 2 minutes, 25 seconds of this round left.
I love it when people go, oh, you know, they're in shape. I'm like, you have no idea what this feels like. She's in phenomenal shape. Both these girls are in great shape.
Listen,
the problem is the other girl's in good shape too. Yeah. They're driving against each other. This is vicious.
Rendon, as we said, competes in triathlons, and that is a mental and physical test. Double right hook there coming from Zamora, though.
Honestly, you know,
how do you score this?
I was about to say, I don't know how to score it. I think Claudia might be taking the lead here, landing strike-wise, and I've seen at least a shot that I saw. It looked like it hurt Rendon a little bit, about a minute into the second round. But, man, I don't know. And right there, like, it looks like...
Underhook with your left hand. Underhook with your left hand.
And again, the frame's doing so well off the
She's got that down. If you want to go home, how to stop upper body tie-ups and be able to avoid getting the clinch, that framework is one of the best techniques we can use, and Zamora is phenomenal at it.
And this could come down to the significant strikes, how it is seen by the judges.
Well, in the scoring criteria, we go first off damage. Who is hurting who more? And right now, it's really close on damage. So now we have to go on, okay, quantity of damage. Who's doing the significant shots being landed? So we might not be able to see who's hurting who more, but if you land 30 shots and I land 15, you're winning. Unless one of my 15 now buckles you down. And that's where it gets so, like, okay, well, your 15 really hurt the other person. That's when damage then takes over. And quantity doesn't matter.
Well, the judges have not been called into action so far tonight. We have had 4 bounce, 4 finishes.
It'd be fitting that our only fight that might be fight of the night is also our decision.
Yeah.
Just because of the difficult battle these girls are having. Great takedown from Rendon. She was able to finally lock the hips.
And this is big, right? Even though it's 30 seconds left, it's big from Rendon. Can't she hold it down?
I like how Claudia was able to reverse the hips, get up. She spread the hands and got right back up. So. But here's that, you got a takedown, but judges don't really care about takedowns anymore. It used to be the ultimate takedown championship, I swear. You know, you could get your butt kicked, and if you got a takedown, you won the round. People were so programmed for that. But now it's like, well, no, you got to do damage with it. And right now, she didn't do any damage with it. So now, I think that's why people go for less takedowns, because it used to be I was rewarded for it. And now I'm not. So takedowns take a lot of energy, and if you can't actually take someone down and do something with that takedown, it's a waste of energy.
Yeah, effective grappling has to be exactly that, whereas Zamora there, despite getting taken down, very good stand-up, but look at the action here in round number 2. Talk us through this, Frank.
Yeah, there you see her, Claudia keeping great distance. See how she's hitting, punching, trying to move just off line, creating angles, but Rendon's answering back. She's not doing the pull as well as she did before. There, actually, Rendon showed a great pull. She pulled her head back and came back through. Nice takedown as far as using the punch to knock down Rendon. Claudia was able to establish a top position. Here, the most probably pure takedown we've seen today that wasn't off of a counter to the kick. And there was the body lock takedown. She was able to take her over the top. Rendon was to take Claudia down, to take Zamora down. But again, wasn't able to do nothing with it. So I still feel that that round should go towards Zamora.
Wow. You're a braver man than me splitting that round between anybody, but my goodness.
I'll try to go out on a limb, right?
I understand, but look, I love that as well. In the corner there, you saw Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson both up on the apron. I was trying to instill the last bit of will and might between these fighters. And look at this now. We have Zamora looking for the takedown early on.
That was beautiful, too, that Rendon, right off the takedown block, she stopped it. She stopped the takedown and immediately fired back. I have a hard time getting high-level professional fighters to do that. They'll block a takedown or they'll break on a clinch, and they don't throw nothing. These girls are looking for every opportunity to throw a strike. Oh, they're great setup. Yep.
Fakes the takedown and then the uppercut coming up the middle.
100%. That was great.
Oh, clean right there from Rendon. Big shot.
Yeah, that's one of the best shots she's landed so far. I love how she's staying focused, hands in. Rendon, I mean, both girls. Great movement.
And look at the output. From round 1 now into round 3. In each other's faces, consistently swinging.
I'm sure we can sit and talk to Sean about, like, statistically, people always tell me that, like, well, you know, the women, they don't hit as hard. Like, you're right. Throwing in, you know, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from a woman, it isn't happening as much, you know, as far as generating power. But you know where they get us at? Is quantity of damage. They throw so much more. So you're like, yeah, you're not getting hit with a sledgehammer, but you're still getting hit with a ball peen hammer, but now it's 3 times as much shots you're taking.
Oh! And there's a big sledgehammer over the right hand coming from Rendon on there.
Yeah, I think
But still they're in each other's faces. 3 minutes, 30 seconds in round 3. Will we go to our first decision? They're trying to make that not happen. You can see that now. Rendon is pushing forward. Zamora walking Rendon down.
Yeah, that was nice. Madison Cawthorn sitting here to our left. He called that out as a... Rightfully so, that was a hammer. That was a sledge.
Oh, big shots. Big shots. The swing and the miss there from Zamora.
You know what, too? I meant to tell you this. Now we're catching up. We haven't hung out in a little while. I think we should be okay with giving away draws a lot more. As far as if it's really close, instead of trying to look for a winner, it's like, hey, you guys, if it's close, it's a draw. I'm not going to give someone a loss when I'm looking to try to give somebody a, you know what I mean? Like, oh.
That's impressive.
No, she got her feet off the ground. Good job. So taking her down, she got her feet up, pushing the side control. She needs to sit down on the hips right now. See how she's pulling the feet up? She needs to drive down, and then Rendon needs to keep that shin in and keep separation and see if she can dig that left underhook under. Oh, she's
feeding in. She's trying to feed under the neck, but now let it go. The corner as well, her husband on the feet, screaming the advice across.
Oh, she needs to drive to the right.
Now stepping over, steps over.
Step right into the mount. Oh, but great job of Rendon to keep that shin in. She needs to hold that left arm off the mat. See, she's rotating around, driving through face. Wow, this is a really going to be significant advantage now for.
And we've talked about the striking being pretty close, but this is the most dominant piece of grappling we've seen. This is an established top position now, threatening with the submission. Oh, Zamora, can she be the first person to finish Rendon?
She goes palm to palm. We can see here.
Oh, I can't see that. That's under the neck.
She's under the neck.
That's under the neck.
She's got her head in the wrong spot, though. Claudia's spine is on the wrong side, and she's going to get reversed.
Montserrat, Monster Rendon reverses the position. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, but can't establish any way to erase that as far as getting a dominant position. But what happened there was she was on the wrong side. When Claudia was blocking up the spine, but her choking arm was on the same side as her head, and that gives you an angle that your opponent can twist out of. And before I could explain that, she beat me to it, but that was called off the wrong side part.
60 seconds now, 60 seconds for this epic battle between these young women.
Man, I'm so the Baltics. These are people's moms.
We're going to listening to the corner now. Let's hear Tito and Rampage over these final 45 seconds.
Both smiling. They love war. I love this.
This is as close as it gets as well in competition. Spinning elbow there, attempt from Montserrat. Still walking forward, Zamora. 25 seconds now. They said they wanted to steal the show, Frank Mir, and I think they might well have done it.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, I mean...
This is war.
Yeah,
this is war.
This is the definition of an, what do they say, an immovable object and an unstoppable force. We're watching it play out in real life.
Final seconds coming in. Wow.
Wow, that was a phenomenal fight.
Fight. Yeah, come on. Unbelievable stuff. Absolute warriors.
That was
laid it all out there. And that's what when whoever gets their hand raised, no one should dip their head, lower it as they walk out of this cage. When you talk about leaving it all in there, that's exactly what they did.
Absolutely. That was a test. Neither one ever wilted. They fought their hearts out, kept battling and then battling and battling. That was 15 minutes of a war that neither person backed down. They're a definition of warriors right there. Both of them. I don't care who got the win. Both of them just have moved up their stock in my eyes.
Without a doubt. And let's look at some of the action because it was toe-to-toe, Frank. And I'm going to let you talk us through this mayhem.
That was basically significant strikes being landed there by Claudia Zamora going forward. There was a phenomenal takedown that she was able to acquire, which I really think might have sold her that third round because she did some damage, got in great position, but there got reversed. And then I think that's Rendon identifying that she's a little bit behind, going for those spinning elbows, looking for a little bit of the Hail Mary shot.
And then we have a shot of Claudia, the Phoenix Zamora. Both believe they've done enough. This is as tight as it comes. Again, I'll remind you of the points. 1 for a draw, 3 for a decision, 5 for a finish. So we are going to find out where this stands, where this lays, who will take the points, who will take the lead between Team Rampage and Team Tito. Let's hand it to the man in the middle, Lupe Contreras.
The Freedom Fight Night cage, we consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. All 3 judges are in agreement, turning in identical scores of 29 to 28. For the winner, by way of unanimous decision, for Team Rampage, Montserrat, Rendon.
Hey, real quick before we go, look at both ladies in the middle. Another round of applause. That was a very impressive war. Real quick, I know we didn't come out with what we wanted tonight, but how do you feel about what just happened in here as far as the battle that occurred?
I mean, it was close, you know. I don't know, you know. I felt like I did enough to win. I almost had her in a sub, but hey, it is what it is.
It was a phenomenal battle. Hey, I really appreciate you putting all that on the line tonight. If there's anybody you want to thank, I just want to give you the opportunity before we walk.
Team, my family, my father, my daughter, my whole family is so supportive, and my team, you know, I didn't finish it, so gotta go with her finishes.
Congratulations again. You know, phenomenal display, just unbelievable. Hey, sorry, you guys had such a war. Never do that, walk in and talk to the person who came on the short end of the decision, but what a battle you two just had.
Así es, muchas gracias, Fran Mir. Le agradezco a mi rival, Claudia Zamora, un excelente rival. Estoy súper contenta de estar aquí. Freedom Fight Night, un gran evento. Muchísimas gracias. Soy Montserrat Rendon y vamos por mucho más. Vamos a seguir creciendo.
She's very happy with being here in Miami. Freedom Fight Night, it's awesome. She is very comfortable here, and his opponent was very, very hard, so she's very happy.
No, we're a pleasure to be able to watch and spectate that kind of performance.
Así es, bueno, pues una gran pelea. La verdad me sentí súper cómoda. Hice un poco de jiu-jitsu, un poco de striking. Quiero agradecer a mis patrocinadores, Marshall Iru, también a Pro Winner Elements, a First Round, AJ Ariosa, sobre todo a mi coach Eduardo Cortés por todo el trabajo, a Doberman, a Ferraes. Muchísimas gracias a SR Fight Center. Amigos, los amo, nos vemos en Cancún.
She wants to thank their sponsors, every teammate that have, the coaches, Marshallino, our agent AJ Rosa, everything. Thank you, Miami.
Your winner, Montserrat Rendon. Impressive.
Miami, I love you!
Hey, Quentin, real quick. All right, man, that was one hell of a battle going in. I mean, I had no idea who they were going to go ahead and go through. But now it's a decision going forward. How does that feel like you're weighing into looking at now a major win, a KO or a TKO, and the next one's going to really start to wipe that off? Right now, the way things are going, so even decisions are getting a little harder to come by.
I know. What's the score right now?
You're up by 3.
That's good. Hey, that was a tough fight. I would give that fight of the night. so far.
No, I think we're all on the same thing. We said the Culpepper in the back. He was getting a little nervous as far as fight. That was a phenomenal battle between these two girls.
That was a great fight. I'm very impressed.
Hey, guys, all right. Team Jackson's up by 3.
That's right, baby.
That's right, baby. Team Jackson up by 3, and because of this back and forth battle, a phenomenal performance from both these ladies. And here we see the driving force that was Zamora. Got the takedown, managed to get that top position, and then the reversal here, the guts, the heart, the will, and then finally the reward for Montserrat, Monster Rendon. She remains undefeated, 4-0.